All right, so if we were to think about what it takes to actually design the best split for you and you only, what are we actually looking for? Well, there are a few things you could say about objectively best splits. There are certain splits out there that are objectively just really, really good. Full body, upper lower, are pretty much the top two, I would say, right now, based on the research we have when designing a hypertrophy program. But there are certain scenarios in which that won't be the case, or you might have to modify those to make certain changes. Now, this really, really does depend on the person. And again, that is where you're going to have to use some of your own intuition and some of your own sort of training experience on this. But if you are someone that has a specific set of weak points that are like really, really unique to you, it's going to be very hard for you to just plug and play like a push-pull legs or something like that, because you're trying to plug and play a split that is not particularly designed for you and your strengths and weaknesses. So for me, at least, right now, the main priority is getting better at actual scapular retraction. This has been very, very hard for me over the years. It is probably because I have a little bit of scoliosis in my upper back here, which I've talked about a little bit before, but it has made it hard to actually properly row in the fashion I want to where I'm actually pulling and actually fully retracting the scapula. This has been very hard for me actually doing that kind of a movement. So when I design my split and when I write everything out, it's very important for me to actually create exercises and movements that work for me, that fit my goals, and are sequenced in a way where they're being given priority. So right now, at least on this upper day, I did 2 sets of tricep extension each side, and you guys have seen me do those before. I did 2 sets of tricep extension each side. But then I move into this machine. I do 2 sets of wide grip rowing for rear delts, but pretty much really for traps as well, kind of in the traps, some rhomboids involved in there. But I do a 3rd set, and this 3rd set is always a Kelso shrug. Now, Kelso shrugs are not like must-haves. I don't think most people even need them, especially if they're rowing properly, where they're getting good retraction. But someone like myself, I've been neglecting getting full retraction for a very long time. So for me, this is actually pretty crucial because I have to actually get better at pulling my shoulder blades back. This is a sort of neurological pattern that I have a hard time executing properly. So when I'm designing my split, for me personally, when coming up with my program, I'm putting this near the beginning. I'm giving it as much volume as I really feel comfortable that I can give it and recover properly and progressive overload and all that. So I'm giving it as much volume as I can. Most of these sets I take to like 1 or 0 reps in reserve. Sometimes I'll push the shrug here to even the failure, and people say, what are you training the failure for? It's ridiculous. But again, this is something that's important to me. This is something I really feel needs to come up. So I'm gonna gun it. I'm gonna give it every little last bit of gas because it's an important body part for me. If it was something like chest, where I feel happy with the growth, I feel happy with the rate of progression, I feel happy with the execution over the years, I'm not exactly gonna put so much emphasis on gunning it like that. I'm gonna train hard. I'm gonna train with 1 rep in the tank, 2 reps in the tank at times, and I'm gonna pretty much push it to the limit as well, but it's not gonna be in the same level that training traps is going to be, because traps are just so important for me to actually have a more complete physique that I'm happy with. So as you guys can see, I'm about to get started on this right now. It's very important for me to come to full scapular retraction and really focus on that aspect of it. So I've got the full machine here. I also threw on a 25-pound plate. I don't know if you guys can see it, you can't, but 25-pound plate plus the stack, because the stack is kind of light for Kelso shrugs, but focusing on as much stability as possible. And here we go, we're gonna tie in. Let's do it. We got our 1 set here. I'm gonna take it probably to 0 in the tank, so we really gotta make this count. Here we go, here we go. You ready? Let's do it. Okay. All right. Whew. Oh my goodness. That was about 6 with 0 in the tank. It was pretty hard. But again, it's important for me. So that's how I'm, sequencing this how I am. All right, so the last thing we're thinking about when creating our split is actually enjoyment and actually focusing on improving your weak points, things that matter to you, but also having fun and actually enjoying the process as well. So I'm gonna do some hammer curls here. I know hammer curls have been vaulted or whatever else you wanna say, where people don't do them anymore because, oh, they don't really hit the biceps and they don't really hit the brachialis either and a whole bunch of nonsense, but they're a good lift. They're not the absolute best thing in the world for biceps or brachialis, but they do get a nice mix of both, and you're flexing the elbow. I mean, that's literally the role of the biceps to an extent. Okay, you're not really supinating, but so what? You know, you're still flexing the elbow, so it's a good movement, man. I mean, it hasn't been debunked in any way particularly, so if something's a good movement and you like it, just do it. There's a very valid aspect to this where if you enjoy something, just do it. I'm not saying this is the best, it's just something I like, that works for me, that I enjoy. You know, the works for me argument can get a little hairy because people will say a bunch of dumb shit and be like, oh, this works for me, and it's like, well, no, it doesn't. But picking like, you know, splitting a hair, like a type of curl you do, or, you know, what type of press you do, if you prefer a certain press, do the one you like. Do the one that makes you want to come in and train and give it your all, because there is an abundance of research that actually shows that when you enjoy what you're doing, you're getting pleasure out of it, you're more likely to do better, and excitement or actual enjoyment does improve motor unit recruitment, as crazy as that is. So if you enjoy something, you're actually more likely to train harder, get more reps, and actually grow more from it. So me doing hammer curls right now because I like them, it's a pretty good reason to do them. So we got one set of these only one set. So it's really, really, really got to be good. And even if I wanted to do dumbbell pre-show right now, the machine is taken. So I'd actually have to go wait 10 minutes for that, which I might be even more gassed by the time I get to doing it. So session duration, how long the session is another indicator of fatigue. So if you're here for 3 hours, at the end of the 3 hours, it doesn't really matter how many sets you did, you're kind of gassed. So I like to kind of get in and get out, and if I have to do a slightly inferior movement in order for that to happen, then so be it. So here we go, we got 50. We're gonna do our one set here of alternating dumbbell hammer curls. I got this for 4 last time, so I'm interested to see how I do right now. Probably get 4 or 5 if I had to guess. So it's about the lowest I like to be on the range. And here we go, we were really tied in, nice and tight, okay. And here we go, let's do it. Okay, here we go. All right, what is that? 4.5, so be it. Last set of the day, so that felt pretty good. And we're done, man. That's it. I hope you guys found this useful. Hopefully this made your life a little bit easier when creating your program. Ultimately, pick things that are stable, pick things you really like, do a split that works the amount of days you have available. Obviously, frequency is your best friend. That's the name of the game. So training where you have a really, really high frequency, you're doing biceps Monday, and then Wednesday, or Thursday, and then Saturday or Sunday. That's kind of a good idea. So hit a muscle 2 or 3 times a week with good intensity where you can recover. That's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much the crux of it. So hope you guys found this useful. Ebook again down below. I'll see you guys soon.